This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Let's take a look at how we can be part of this amazing move for a stock that is poised to move higher while avoiding as best as we can this type of a multi-year move to the downside. Now, one of the things that we can see off the bat is the fact that on the way down, there were multiple monthly breaks. In other words, the stock kept breaking to fresh monthly lows, and this was a sign of an instrument that was not stable and a sign of an instrument that was not experiencing any type of momentum. So if you see a stock, an instrument that is breaking down recently and has not changed direction, this is one way to avoid this type of a move lower. The best thing to do is, when you're looking for upside momentum, wait for a change. Now here we can see there was a change because the stock settles down and finally clears and closes above a recent monthly closing high. Now that was a change. So from this downward action to changing direction and starting to go higher, one of the key indicators of a change in something within the dynamics is this breakout right here. This clearance above a prior monthly closing high was the change right here. Now, what you can also do is insist that the breakout meets the minimum requirement. And this minimum requirement is actually something that is seen in a lot of the high-flying instruments that are in any market in any time frame. So we can see the initial breakout here finally takes place, let's call it around May, this monthly move here in price. And if we take a look at that period, so this monthly period here, we can see that it coincides nicely with the RSI jumping to 3-year highs, coincides nicely with at least one of the MACDs jumping to 3-year highs. In this instant, we have all the MACDs, the 2 MACD settings that I use, all of them were moving to 3-year highs, and there you have it. You have the minimum requirements for a quality breakout. Now, sometimes you're going to catch wind of a stock's potential after the fact. So the theme of this video is you have to give stocks time to reset. So if you miss the first breakout, as we did during this breakout here, no problem. What you can do is wait for any potential future breakout. So wait for a reset. Now you can use a higher entry. For example, you can take this monthly closing high as your next buy point. That's also valid. Or you can take a higher price breakout depending on where you start noticing that the stock has potential. Now let me show you what we did, or where I took an interest after missing out on this initial breakout. Of course, you have to wait for a reset, and any major stock, any major instrument is going to have a reset that lasts weeks and months, and that's where you get another opportunity. So we can see here in June, we started getting ready for the next breakout with premium alerts, breakout alerts, candidates here as the stock was getting close to moving above 2.49. And all this was in the middle of June. The reason for this was on the weekly, and I used the weekly here because on the monthly, ever since the breakout, there has been no monthly rest. So the stock's been positive every month since that breakout, positive month, and positive month. Keep in mind, picking up acceleration to the upside because the RSI is now trading above the magic number of 69.1. So let's take a look at the weekly, and we can see on the weekly. So after initially missing this breakout on the weekly, we took an interest on the second breakout here. So this is where really I started looking at this as a potential breakout, and we were able to capture that move above the 2.49 0.46 weekly closing high somewhere here. So once it clears that, from a price perspective, that's your second opportunity to ride a future move to the upside. And if you caught that breakout and held, you have an opportunity of riding some of this massive move higher. And who's to say how much it can go? So if you miss an initial breakout, just remember, instruments are going to give you multiple entry points if you know how to time the next reset and the next breakout after some period of rest period. Eric Muathe from Muathe.com as always. Love and light, light and love. Namaste.